Hello and welcome back to Life of Soph, and if I sound a bit husky it's because I've got a cold at the moment, but I am so excited to talk to you today about my upcoming Orlando trip, and so I'm going to take you on a brief overview of what we're going to be getting up to during the 13 nights. And before we get going, I should probably say that I'm going with my sister and that we're going to be vlogging the trip. So if you want to see those videos when they come out, then make sure you press the subscribe button. We are flying from London Gatwick and we're going to Orlando International MCO. We're flying with British Airways, who we haven't flown with before. So the last couple of times that we went, we flew with Virgin Atlantic. We flew premium economy 3 of the 4 times, and then we got a ridiculously cheap upgrade to first class on the way back last time. It was like £150 each, so how could you say no to that? So we're flying BA premium economy equivalent, which I think is called Club World. So it'll be really interesting to compare the two and see which we prefer or if they're actually very similar. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, then you may already know that we're actually staying at Universal Orlando for 3 nights at the start of the trip. We're staying at Endless Summer Surfside, which was such a bargain. The hotels at Universal are so much cheaper than the ones at Disney. We're then going to be getting an Uber over to Universal, and the reason for that is because I couldn't find any like coach transportation over there, so otherwise it was going to be like a minibus anyway, so we may as well just get an Uber. And if you're aware of a company that I obviously couldn't find, then let me know down in the comments which companies do cheap-ish transfers to Universal hotels. So we're flying on a Friday. Our flight is at about 10:30 in the morning, and then we're due to land in Orlando at 3:30. So the plan is that by the time we get through immigration and everything and get to the hotel, it's probably going to be like 5-6 o'clock. And bearing in mind that UK time, that's like 10-11 PM, and we'll have been up early, we're probably going to be knackered, so I haven't got anything planned for that afternoon. So the next day, the first Saturday, we're going to be going to Universal Studios in the morning. We probably won't stay there that long because chances are we're going to be up early with the jet lag. So I've diarised for us to leave at kind of lunchtime, and then we'll probably go back to the room and have a nap because that's what we always do in the middle of the day in Orlando. And then later on we're going to go over to the International Drive outlets and just have a little bit of a mooch, see what's around, and importantly go to the Disney Character Warehouse. I think it's really important that if you're going to go to the Disney outlet, then you should do it early in your trip, because sometimes they have stuff that's still in the parks, so you can either spend full price in the parks or usually like half price in the outlets. And then in the evening I've booked for us to go to Cowfish in City Walk, so that is basically burgers and sushi, which is perfect for me and my sister. I've also heard really good things about it, so I'm actually really looking forward to that. It's an early closure night at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure that night, so we might just have a mooch around City Walk, have a look in some of the shops, but equally if we're tired, then again we can just go back to the room and kind of chill out before the next day. On the Sunday we'll be going over to Volcano Bay and we'll spend the morning there. Again, we'll go back to the hotel to have a break in the middle of the day, and then we'll head over to Islands of Adventure in the afternoon/evening. I'm wondering whether it might be fun to do Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure in the dark, so let me know in the comments if you've done that, and if you have, is it worthwhile specifically going to do it at night? On the Monday, we are going back to Islands of Adventure in the morning, and the reason for that is because they have early entry. So we're really hoping that at that point we can get on Hagrid's. We're also going to try and get breakfast at Voodoo Donuts because neither of us have ever been there before and we both love a donut. Later on that day, we'll be transferring over to Disney World, so we'll probably get an Uber from Endless Summer Surfside over to Caribbean Beach, which is where we're staying at Disney. I've then booked us a park pass for Hollywood Studios, and we've got a reservation at Sci-Fi Dine-In. We've eaten there before. It's basically a table service restaurant where you're sat in like booths watching old films as if it's an oldie worldy kind of drive-in thing. It's really cool, and actually the food was really good last time we went, so we're definitely looking forward to that. And then we're hoping to stay after that for the Wonderful World of Animation show, which is a show on the Chinese theatre that has lots of clips from old Disney films and stuff. We really enjoyed that last time we saw it, and so it was a must-do for this time as well. It's a tradition for my sister and I that the first day that we are at Disney World, we go to Magic Kingdom. I'm sure many people have the same thing. So on the Tuesday, which is our first full day, we are over at Magic Kingdom, and that morning I will be waking up at 10 to 7 trying to get a virtual queue for Tron Light Cycle Run. I've said that it might be nice to try and watch Mickey's Friendship Fair show at 11:15 in the morning. That's the one with the massive fireworks that are really loud and makes like the whole park go silent, but we've never seen it, so I'd quite like to do that. Another tradition is that we always have lunch at Casey's Corner on the first day, so we will be going to Casey's Corner and we will probably have corn dog nuggets and the little pot of melty cheese. Oh, I've just had a sneezing fit. This cold is no fun. So when we're done at Magic Kingdom, again, we will go back to the hotel for a little break, and then we are going to go over to Winter Summerland at Blizzard Beach to play mini golf. We love mini golf, and the great thing about coming from the UK and getting one of the ultimate tickets is that you get one free round of mini golf every day. So we make the most of that, and we will be going to Winter Summerland to do one of the courses, and then we'll be going back later in the trip. Last time we went to Disney World, Blizzard Beach was also shut, and so it is a bit difficult to get over there. But what we found out is that if you go to the front desk at your hotel, they can actually give you like a taxi voucher so that you can get a yellow taxi there and back. So we might do that, or we might get an Uber. In terms of leaving Winter Summerland, we will be getting an Uber, because after that I've diarised for us to go to the Vineland outlet, again to go to the Disney Character Warehouse and any other outlets that we might want to go to. Again, as I said, trying to do it early on in the trip so that if we see any merch, we can hopefully get it half price if it's something that's a little bit older. And then in the evening, I've arranged for us to go to Deluxe Burger in Disney Springs for our dinner. We love Deluxe Burger. And because it's in Disney Springs, again, depending on how we feel, we can always go for a bit of a wander around the shops. On the Wednesday, I've put that we are going to have breakfast at Primo Piatti at the Riviera Resort. Because we're staying at Caribbean Beach, Riviera is either walkable or we can get on the Skyliner. And Primo Piatti is a quick service restaurant. It also worked out quite well because that morning we'll be going to Epcot, and Riviera is basically on the way to Epcot on the Skyliner. And that day for lunch we are going to be having snacks from the Flower and Garden Festival, so very much looking forward to that. And then in the afternoon we're going over to the Magic Kingdom. The idea is that we'll maybe go a little bit later because we're going to stay and watch Happily Ever After. I'm so pleased it's back. And I've put that we are going to have dinner at Columbia Harbour House, where we've never eaten before, but I've been wanting to try it. On the Thursday we're going to have more of a chilled out day, so in the morning I've said that we'll have a bit of a pool morning, and we'll have breakfast at Centretown Market, which is the quick service at Caribbean Beach. And then we'll be going over to the Magic Kingdom to watch Festival of Fantasy. I've got to double check the times for that, but that will probably be 2 or 3 o'clock. Once we're done at the Magic Kingdom, we're then going to head over to Animal Kingdom. I've also got to double check what the situation is with buses from park to park, because I think they only start from a certain time, but I've got to double check that. If you know the answer, pop it in the comments, please. And then for dinner, I've said that we'll go back to the hotel and eat there. The quick service at Caribbean Beach is called Centretown Market, and it's typically Caribbean food. Again, we haven't eaten there before because we've never stayed at Caribbean Beach, so hopefully it'll be nice. On the Friday, we will be at Hollywood Studios, and then after that we'll be heading over to the Fantasia Mini Golf. That is near the Swan and Dolphin Resorts, which is just down the road from Hollywood Studios. So what we have done previously is get the boat from Hollywood Studios over to the Swan and Dolphin and then just walking over to the course. After that we will go back to the hotel for a break, you sensing a theme here, and then we'll be going to the Magic Kingdom in the afternoon/evening. We'll snack around the Magic Kingdom, so we won't have like a proper meal. And then I've also diarised for us to potentially see Happily Ever After again. We both want to see it twice, and so I've booked it in for 3 times, and then we can just see how we feel. On the Saturday, we are starting off at Animal Kingdom in the morning, and then for lunch we're going to eat at one of my favourite quick service restaurants in the whole of Walt Disney World, which is Flame Tree Barbecue. I think last time I had the mac and cheese with barbecue brisket or something, and it was so good. And then again we'll have a midday break, and then we'll head over to Hollywood Studios in the afternoon/evening. I'm planning for us to have dinner at Woody's Lunchbox, which we both really liked last time, and then we're going to stay for Fantasmic. I'm so pleased that Fantasmic has come back. I was really worried because it shut during COVID and it took forever to reopen, but I'm so pleased that it's back. On the Sunday we will be at Typhoon Lagoon in the morning and then back to the hotel for a break. And again I've diarised for us to see Festival of Fantasy at the Magic Kingdom that day. Again, I've booked it in twice, we can either go both times or just one. And then after Festival of Fantasy we'll be over to Animal Kingdom, and I've put in that we will eat at Yak and Yeti Quick Service. We had breakfast at Yak and Yeti one of the last couple of times that we've been, and I don't think either of us were that impressed with it, but the dinner sounded quite good, so we'll see how it goes. So moving on to the Monday, we are in Hollywood Studios in the morning. There are a few things that I want to try at Hollywood Studios in terms of food, so I really want to try the carrot cake cookie that they do at the Starbucks location, which is the Trolley Car Cafe. I feel like I said that weirdly. Cafe. Trolley Car Cafe. And there was something else that I think was called like the Golden Something Brownie that was originally a 50th anniversary special, but they've kept it there after the 50th. I think that was at Fairfax Fair, but I'll have to double check. But I definitely want to be trying those. We're then going to head over to Winter Summerland for the second course. So we'll do winter or summer the first time, and then we'll do the other one the second time. After that, we'll be having another nice long break back at the hotel before heading out to Epcot in the afternoon. Again, I'm planning that we're going to have Flower and Garden Festival snacks. And then I have also booked in time for us to see Epcot Forever if we want to. We did actually see Epcot Forever the last time that it showed, because the last time that we went to Disney World, we were actually there when the last ever showing of Illuminations was, and the first showing of Epcot Forever. We didn't actually go to the last or the first because obviously it was heaving those nights. We never went to Epcot as kids or anything, so the nostalgia factor isn't really a thing for us, so we didn't necessarily enjoy it that much. But we've got time there if we wanted to do it. If not, then we can always spend that time on something like Test Track. So everyone else is watching the fireworks and we can go on rides. Next up, we're going to be going to Disney Springs on the Tuesday. I don't think I've really booked in a block of Disney Springs time, so this is going to be our first opportunity to spend some time going around all the shops. World of Disney and the Christmas store are two of our favourites. For lunch, we're then going to go to Blaze Pizza, which everybody raves about, and I love pizza. Pizza and burgers are my two favourite things to eat, and we've never been to Blaze, so we are going to try it and hopefully going to love it. We'll then be going back for our afternoon break before heading out to Magic Kingdom in the afternoon/evening. I've put that we'll eat at the Friar's Nook. I don't know whether we will actually end up doing that, but we'll see what the menu looks like. And then this is another evening that I've booked in for us to potentially see Happily Ever After. So we're now at the final full day, which is the second Wednesday. In the morning, we'll be going to Hollywood Studios and then having our midday break as always, before then heading over to Disney Springs to do some shopping in the afternoon. If you've seen my previous videos, then you might know that we got free tickets to go and see Cirque du Soleil as part of our package that we booked with Disney directly. So we're seeing the Cirque du Soleil show that night. It's like at 5 o'clock-ish. The logic being that either before or after we can have dinner, and I've booked in for the Daily Poutine because we love the Daily Poutine. We can then have a little mooch around the shops and then head back to Caribbean Beach to pack. And then finally, on the last day, the second Thursday, we will be heading to Magic Kingdom in the morning. Magic Kingdom on the last day is another tradition, so we like to start and finish with Magic Kingdom. I've planned for us to go to Sleepy Hollow for breakfast. We love Sleepy Hollow. It's this tiny little stand just as you go into Liberty Square. It sometimes gets really popular, but I also feel like it's really underrated. The food is pretty good there. And when we're done at Magic Kingdom, we will head back to the hotel and wait for our transfer to the airport. I was looking between Mia's and the Sunshine Flyer because they're the kind of two main options that you have. So Mia's was like $19 per person. But the Sunshine Flyer had a special offer on because they've been going for 12 months now, and so it was $12 per person, so that's like a $7 saving each. When it came through on my bank statement in pounds, it was like less than £20, so less than £10 each. So we are going back to the airport with the Sunshine Flyer, and of course I will cover that in the vlog and let you know what we thought. Again, we are flying from Orlando International Airport back to London Gatwick, and we are flying with British Airways again in their premium economy World Traveller cabin. And then we will be back in London and the holiday will be over. So that is kind of a brief overview of what the plan is going to be. If you think it sounds like something that you'd like to see, then as I said, we are going to be vlogging the whole trip, so make sure you press subscribe to see the vlogs as soon as they come out. By the time you're seeing this video, the holiday is going to be so close. If you've got any tips or any questions, then please do leave them in the comments. And if you want to know a little bit more about the specific things that we're going to be getting up to, then I did a separate video on the things that I am most excited about doing when we go to Disney World this time, and I'll put that video here. And then I did a similar one for Universal Orlando, and so I'll put that video here. Don't forget to press my face to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!